We are also watching another natural disaster, Hurricane Maria. The massive storm is engulfing Puerto Rico right now. As trees crash down and roofs blow off, people are huddling inside buildings for protection. Thousands are in shelters, waiting to see what damage this storm will do. Jose Nolla lives and works in San Juan. In fact, he has a home there, but he ended up in a hotel for the night, and things got so bad this morning, all of the hotel guests were actually put into the stairwell for, safety reasons. Jose Nolla joins me there from San Juan. Describe for me what your night was like and your morning there in San Juan, Jose.
Well, the night, first of all, good morning or good afternoon. I've lost track of time. And thank you for the interest in this situation. Actually, the night was quite harrowing because we checked in at 6, and about 7 p.m. the wind started blowing really hard. And I'm with family. My kids started saying, "Wait, are these tropical depression winds, or are these actually hurricane force winds?" And believe me, it was very scary. The winds were very strong. The feeling of it is that you have an airplane out your window, because it sounds like jet engines blasting throughout the night, all night, and the gust pound on the windows too. So it was very harrowing. We were told that those tropical storm winds would start at midnight. They started much earlier, so we had like 9 hours of that. And at 6 o'clock in the morning, when daylight started to break, the hotel came knocking at doors, asking guests to get out of the rooms, go to the central staircase so that we would be better protected. The hotel was very well prepared. They have been excellent. We're staying in the Sound Power. They have entertained us. They have internet. That's how we're being able to connect. Other than that, it was a scary experience. No one in our generation has lived through a hurricane that's so strong. The damages outside are quite evident, and they will be very, very, very catastrophic. Our past experience with hurricanes is that first all the trees topple, so it's an obstacle course going around town. So we have to let the first responders clear the streets, then work on the power lines that are going to be down. On Irma, which was about 2 weeks ago, we lost 50% of our cell towers because of power outages. And we were out of power for 12 days without cable, without internet, and we're still having trouble with mobile data. So this will be very, very, very damaging. And we're going to have to get out and clean up and rebuild. But there is a tragedy out there because it's rained so much. So quickly, and the storm is still over Puerto Rico, that we're now getting the back of the storm where we are. It came with a vengeance.
That's what I want to ask you about, Jose, because your governor is saying that, this is really just the beginning of something else. Because of that rain, there is going to be a lot of flooding, that there will be more lives lost. It leaves a population that has been hit hard, smacked down even further. Does it lead to, I guess you've described it as two Puerto Ricos?
Yeah, well, the problem is, I don't think that's true Puerto Ricos. We're fine at the hotel, and people in shelters are fine. And there are thousands of people throughout hundreds of shelters, and they are fine. Who is not fine is the infrastructure. Who is not fine are people's homes that are being flooded and they're losing everything. And the economy is not fine, because if you have small business closed up, if you don't have any power to run a business, if your employees don't have a place to work, that's a big problem. And we already went through that for 12 days. You have metro area of San Juan without power. And what are all these small businesses going to do, and the big businesses going to do if they're running on power, on emergency power plants, and endlessly? So it's not a tale of two Puerto Ricos. We have a very big problem right now in our hands, and the floodings will be a big problem other than the wind, because it will continue raining for about 1 or 2 more days as usual. And it's rained a lot already.
We'll certainly be watching this story, Jose. I hope you and your family are safe. I want to thank you for sharing your story. Take care.
And our prayers too are with Mexico.
All right, appreciate that. Jose Nolla in San Juan.